There are so many incredible moments in Marvel canon. But have I told you about the time that Thor defeated Norman Osborn? Hello everybody and welcome to another installment of my infinitely long series, where I play Marvel Champions, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games, to prove that one of my favorite heroes, Thor, is technically capable of defeating every villain in the game. This week we'll be looking into the rumors of a corporate takeover by local nice guy, Norman Osborn, well-known philanthropist and billionaire. This scenario is going to have us wrapped up in a push and pull between Norman Osborn's criminal enterprise and the Green Goblin's state of madness, in what is, at present, the only villain that changes from a civilian form into a supervillain form. While Norman Osborn, the villain, will only scheme and add more information to his criminal enterprise, and while the Green Goblin, we will be getting attacked and slowly depleting the manic nature of the Green Goblin. Thor has his weaknesses, and while I don't tend to build a deck that's going to surgically answer all of our problems, I did go out of my way to examine what minions we'll be looking at for this encounter. With only 7 minions in the encounter deck, I don't think we can rely on Thor's have at the ability to gain us as much card advantage as we might typically see. But I do think that the single inclusion of Out of My Way is not only going to address every minion that we have to worry about, but should be a way for us to reliably clear out Criminal Enterprise with the use of one card. I felt really confident in beating this scenario, but my first attempt was invalid as I started with too large of an opening hand and continued to draw too many cards along my hero form. In my own defense, I've been playing a lot of other heroes recently, so I'm kind of used to having 6 cards in my alter ego form and 5 cards in my hero form. I'm the Thor player, I don't know why I made that mistake. So let's just jump into attempt number 2. My opening hand is Legion, Blood Rage, Lightning Strike, Combat Training, and Energy. I think the determining factor against Green Goblin is how quickly you can work through his stages. Every time he changes to Green Goblin form, he's going to deal 3 indirect damage to us, if we're in hero form. As such, the guarantee that we can attack for 4 with Mjolnir and Combat Training is most important to me. So I keep Energy and Combat Training and mulligan into the Power of Aggression, the Direct Approach, and Limitless Stamina. I'm okay with this opening hand since we'll be seeing Mjolnir pretty quick here. But I do think that there is an error in deck building that I made here, and this hand kind of highlights it. We only have 1 copy of the Direct Approach, and unfortunately we are going to need to go through our entire deck and draw it again in the event that we need it. On the other hand, I have Hall of Heroes in this deck, and as I've already kind of outlined, we may not reap any benefit from it, meaning that it's also kind of a dead card. I start by searching out Mjolnir and playing out Combat Training, before changing to Thor and playing out Mjolnir. I clear Criminal Enterprise with an attack, and Osborn flips to Green Goblin, dealing 3 damage to me. I ready up with Limitless Stamina and take Green Goblin down to 10 hit points. I ready up and draw Out of My Way, Asgard, Persistent Strike, and Limitless Stamina. I take an undefended attack for 5, and the boost ability on Hired Gun removes a Madness counter from State of Madness. And my encounter card is Intimidation, which I answer by discarding 2 cards. On my turn, I attack Green Goblin down to 6 hit points and ready back up, making 1 more attack. Then I change to Odin's Son and draw a hand of Moment of Triumph, God of Thunder, Out of My Way, God of Thunder, and Keep Them Busy. In lieu of scheming, Green Goblin removes the last Madness counter and changes back to Norman, and my encounter card is Intimidation. Again, I choose to discard 2 more cards and move to my turn, where I heal up and change to hero form before playing Keep Them Busy. This is going to be my safety net. Even in a scenario where we have 2 main schemes to work through, I really don't want to push my luck. I end my turn drawing Pitchback, Lady Sif, Defender of the Nine Realms, and Richter. In lieu of attacking, Infamy gets added to Criminal Enterprise, and my encounter card is Regenerative Healing, bringing the villain to 4 hit points. My turn consists of thwarting away Keep Them Busy with the Assault keyword, and then playing out Richter, who lowers the Infamy to 1. I ready up and draw Precision Strike, Lightning Strike, Quinn Carrier, and Keep Them Busy. Another Infamy counter gets added, and my encounter card is Private Security Specialist, a 4 health minion with Guard. It's really too bad that I've discarded 2 copies of Out of My Way to Intimidation, because I could really use them right now. My Have At The ability draws me into Pitchback and Defender of the Nine Realms before I move to my turn. Thor attacks and defeats the Security Specialist, and I use Pitchback to remove the Infamy counters and push Norman to transform once again. Then Richter attacks Green Goblin down to 2 hit points. I play Defender of the Nine Realms, finding another Security Specialist, and my Have At The ability draws me into Hammer Throw and Defender of the Nine Realms. I Hammer Throw through the Specialist and take out the first stage of Green Goblin with overkill damage. Green Goblin now resets to 18 hit points, and his on-reveal ability deals 4 indirect damage, which I distribute between Richter and Thor, defeating the ally and putting Thor at 4 hit points. I play out Mjolnir and change to Odin's Son, drawing into Hammer Throw, Deft Focus, Thor's Helmet, Dive Bomb, and Out of My Way. Green Goblin's scheming is cancelled, and my encounter card is Collapsing Bridge, something that I honestly feel ill-prepared for in this moment. We only have one copy of the Direct Approach, and unfortunately, we are going to need to go through our entire deck and draw it again in the event that we need it. I heal back up before changing to hero form and hammer throwing Green Goblin in his pompous face. I play Mjolnir back out and then draw a fresh hand of my remaining deck. Hammer Throw, Hall of Heroes, and 4 Asgard. Plus, after shuffling my deck up, drawing Pitchback. I foolishly take an undefended attack for 7, bringing me to 1, and my encounter card is Regenerative Healing, bringing Green Goblin back to 14 hit points. That Regenerative Healing is a huge difference maker here. I was so certain in this attempt, but now I think we might fail. We had a 2 hit point difference that's now been widened to 13 in one villain phase. At this point, I think we need to resolve that when we go to Odin's Son, that's the last time we're going to Alter Ego for the attempt. I attack Green Goblin down to 10 hit points and then Hammer Throw again. I go to Alter Ego and Ready Up, drawing Energy, Out of My Way, Keep Them Busy, Defender of the Nine Realms, and Deft Focus. And yes, I've already completed Keep Them Busy, and it should be in the victory display. But there's no way that that's going to come back to bite me. State of Madness gets flipped and we're back to Norman Osborn, and our encounter card is Private Security Specialist, meaning that we have 4 damage, 2 infamy, and 2 more damage to contend with. And then we win. At this point I remember that I didn't take an encounter card after running through my whole deck, and ironically I've only been dealt encounter cards since, so the easy fix is to draw 1 more encounter card. Odin's Anger. Great, now we're exhausted and at 1 hit point. Now here's the secret of risky business. If we're dealing with Norman and we're in our hero form, infamy's just going to pile up, but the only ticking clock is the main scheme. My concern is that I don't know if I can build back up and then push through all the infamy with enough damage before he regenerates and I can't take him out with a 1-2 punch. I choose to play out Keep Them Busy and Deft Focus. Then I recover Mjolnir and play it back out before ending my turn and drawing Hammer Throw, Richter, Pitchback, Limitless Stamina, and Moment of Triumph. Norman schemes for 3, and the main scheme advances, giving us another infamy counter on the environment and discarding the top 3 cards of my deck. Then my encounter card is All in a Day's Work, placing 2 more infamy counters on the environment. 4 hit points, 5 infamy, 2 hit points. I heal up to 5 hit points and then change to hero form and ready with Limitless Stamina. I take out the guard minion and play Pitchback to dispose of 4 infamy. 1 infamy, 2 hit points. I draw a new hand of Precision Strike, Out of My Way, Lightning Strike, and Quinn Carrier. And I pray that my encounter card is something simple, like Shadow of the Past. In Stage 2, Norman adds 2 infamy counters instead of attacking, and my encounter card is Goblin Glider. By some luck, I actually have my opening. So I use Out of My Way to clear the infamy and take 4 damage from Goblin's on-reveal ability, going to 1. And then I make my final attack, completing risky business. Alright, so, as I already said, I kind of assumed that this was going to be pretty straightforward. I had a lot of confidence going into this. But this was a nail-biter in a way that was really exciting in the moment. I honestly did not know if I was going to make it and have to do a 3rd attempt. But, here we are. Obviously, there's a way to cheese the scenario. I outlined that. That just wasn't the game that I wanted to play. And frankly, I don't know if Thor really wants to just build his board and then take the Green Goblin out in like 4 swings. Either way, I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. I plan to do Mutagen forming pretty quick here just to kind of keep it going. Don't think I'll do Venom Goblin after that. That sounds scary. It's October, so Green Goblin kind of already feels like he's in vogue. Maybe there's another spooky, scary scenario that I can play. Nothing's coming to mind, maybe Mysterio, so I suppose something just came to mind. And right now I'll say that I'm looking for just view time and subscriptions. That's the best thing you can do for me to kind of help me to push forward with just making this channel into something great. Thank you for any support that you can supply, and I will see you all next time.